Up with KREM begins now.
Right now on Up with KREM, the Cougs are back in town. WSU students are moving back to Pullman today, but they are returning to some smoky skies. Our Tim Pham is live from the campus, which has the worst air quality in eastern Washington right now.
Yeah, it is very smoky here in Pullman, Channing. Yeah, we're live here on campus at WSU as parents begin to move their students back onto campus. It is starting to pick up, traffic starting to pick up here on campus. A very exciting weekend. We're breaking down everything you need to know coming up.
And in Spokane, air quality is sitting in the unhealthy range and visibility is low in many areas. Our Nicole Hernandez is live now.
Yeah, that's right. See all this gray behind me? That is all smoke from this bad air quality. Coming up in just a minute, I will show you exactly how low our visibility is right now.
And it's not just the air quality that we're tracking for today and this weekend. It's also the hot temperatures, which will be pushing 100 degrees for the 7th time this year.
Well, we're starting things off with some breaking news this morning as the air quality in our region dropped overnight. Eastern Washington and North Idaho has the worst air quality in the nation right now. If you're just waking up, many areas have low visibility as well this morning, so make sure that you're driving safely on your morning commute. That's, of course, why we have Up with KREM team coverage all morning long. Our Tim Pham took a trip down to Whitman County. The Pullman area has the poorest air quality in eastern Washington right now, and WSU students are returning to campus in just hours. Thomas Patrick is outside in the Outdoor Weather Center. He's tracking a bit of a cool down, but not before temperatures rise again this weekend. And Nicole Hernandez is live in Spokane this morning. Nicole, let's go ahead and start things off with you. Tell us, how do things look in where you are right now?
Yeah, it's really not good. Right now I'm on the South Hill, and man, if you're getting up and out of the house this morning, that smell of smoke when you walk out your door is really just going to hit you hard. There's very dense this morning, and I'll give you a look at exactly what we're looking at here behind me. Looking over kind of the South Hill area here, we are seeing almost nothing. You know, this is a nice bluff that you normally have a nice view over, that you can see those hills across the way. You can see those trees over the hillside nice and crisp normally. Now though, it just looks gray and smoky, and you can barely even see the outline of the top of that hill on the other side of this valley here. Even looking down, you can barely see the interstate or the highway down there. I'll give you a closer look at that. Normally that's something that you can very clearly see from this vantage point, but even as I zoom in, seeing those cars kind of zip by, they're very just hazy there. The smoke is just right in the way of what we can normally see here. So of course this gives you a good idea of exactly how thick the smoke is visually, but when you come outside and actually smell it, that's when you realize it really is in the unhealthy range. So if you're out and about for too long outside, you might notice that you might get a headache or a sore throat or runny nose or watery eyes. So just make sure you're listening to your body and not staying outside too long, because we are in that unhealthy range right now. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Now, we want to know what it looks like where you are waking up this morning. Go ahead and text us a photo of the smoke in your area. You can send them to 509-448-2000. We'll show them all morning long here on Up with KREM. Now, someone who knows firsthand just how smoky it is outside is our Thomas Patrick. He's in the Outdoor Weather Center. Thomas, I understand it's very smoky outside right now, but I also understand that things are really about to heat up in the inland Northwest.
Yeah, it's just hot and hazy through this entire weekend. And I know that spot that Nicole's at on High Drive, where if you're looking in that direction, sometimes you can even see the airplanes landing towards the airport, but that smoke's so thick, it's almost like a light fog out there this morning. In fact, our downtown shot, Mount Spokane is supposed to be, I forget which side of the clock tower it's supposed to be on, but you can't tell out of this shot. Again, our visibilities are getting reduced by quite a bit because of the smoke that has just settled down onto the surface of the earth. Doesn't look like that's going to let up anytime soon. In fact, when you look at our visibilities, we usually use this map for fog specifically, but it has another use for today. That smoke is reducing visibility. Now 2-mile visibility in Spokane, 1-mile visibility in Pullman. So not as bad as some foggy mornings, but noticeably different than if it weren't as smoky as it is right now. Of course, lots of unhealthy and very unhealthy air quality being reported all across the inland Northwest. But if you're stepping outside, yes, you notice that it is it smells it. It smells the part out there. But that sun is starting to really shine through it quite easily. And once it gets overhead, our temperatures are just going to shoot into the upper 90s, if not low 100s for the next 3 days. A complete look and detailed look at your weekend forecast is coming up in a few minutes. But for now, let's send things down to Pullman. That's where we find our own Tim Pham, the Coug alum himself, who's going to be, I don't think you're specifically going to be welcoming students, but you're there as if you were one of the own, right?
Oh, I am one of the own. I'm a part of the family, Thomas. I'm a Coug alum. Once a Coug, always a Coug. Yeah, there's not a lot of students on campus yet, but man, this place will be busy this weekend. The nice thing is that they're kind of rolling out the move-in process, so hopefully it won't be all too jam-packed at once. But yeah, we do want to address air quality here in Pullman first, though, because yeah, you can see behind me, not great conditions. Very hazy here as you look down towards Beasley Coliseum. You can barely see it almost. Visibility extremely low here. On our drive in, it was extremely hazy, so if you're moving in, if you're driving in from Spokane or the west side, you'll want to be careful as you drive in this morning, because yeah, it is very, very smoky. Air quality very unhealthy right now. It's even worse than it is in Spokane. Considered very unhealthy for everyone, sitting in around the 242 range right now, so pretty high on the AQI scale. We do want to switch gears and talk about move-in weekend, though. It is very exciting here in Pullman. We're joined this morning by Brandon Brackett. He's the Director of Housing and Residence Life here at WSU. Good morning. Thanks for being with us, Brandon.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
Brandon, okay, such an exciting weekend. Cougs haven't been able to live in residence halls really for more than a year now, so it's got to be an exciting weekend for you all. Yeah,
it is. It's an incredibly exciting weekend. I mean, a lot of us, you know, we got into this gig because we love this place and this experience that we can offer students.
You're an alum too, aren't you?
Yes. And I mean, last year it was kind of a shadow of itself, right? Yeah. And so, whereas we got into this job to bring people together, we were keeping people apart, and that was a hard shift. And to bring people back to campus, to kind of like rebuild that Cougar community and watch the students fall in love with the place again, it means everything to us. Yeah.
I want to ask you though, move-in is different this year.
Yeah.
So if an alum is watching right now and they're bringing their student, they're not going to go to their residence hall first. Where are students and where's everyone checking in first?
Yeah, so we changed move-in a little bit so that they'll start actually at Beasley Coliseum. They'll go in, and depending on what side of campus, they'll pick a side. They'll go through the process. There'll be the verification of vaccine or waiver status, and then they'll go through, they'll pick up their keys and their card, and then they'll get some swag as well, and then they'll go back to their cars and go out to their individual halls where they'll unload their stuff and move into their room. And so that's a big shift, but allows us to centralize a lot of the services we're offering. The other big shift is that we shifted so that we have actually move-in time slots to sign up for. So it's like in previous years, everybody drove over here, 2,000 people showed up at 8 a.m. on Saturday. We're trying to spread people out as much as possible, and we even are starting earlier, so we're starting on Friday afternoon, and we're going through obviously the whole week, but really by the end of Sunday we'll have 4,000 students who have moved in here.
That's a lot of students.
Yeah.
You have a big task on your hand this weekend. You'll be very busy. Talk quickly though about safety. You know, parents watching, families watching. Safety is obviously top priority for you all. Talk a little bit about that living on campus.
Yeah, so we're trying very hard to stick to CDC and state regulations when it comes to COVID policies. So, you know, masks are required if you haven't been vaccinated. You need to upload your vaccine status, so whether you've been vaccinated or there's an approved waiver before you check in. And then we're trying to keep students, again, spread out as much as possible with the move-in time slots. There'll be sanitation stations throughout move-in, and really trying to create as safe an environment as we can for this move-in process.
And I'll give you the final word. What did you want to tell families and students just about what this means for really this entire community?
It's like I said, it's everything. It's kind of a rebirth of our school, right? Like WSU, and I'm biased, but it's a very, very special place.
It is.
And the students coming back is what makes it special, right? Or the big chunk of it special to us. And every one of our staff, every one of our faculty, we are so excited to get back to kind of rebuilding this Cougar community and bringing people into the Cougar family. it's everything to us.
Yeah, it is. All right, Brandon, on the count of 3, let's get a go Cougs. 1, 2, 3,
Go
Cougs! All right, Channing, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Tim. It's 7:39 right now. Time for your morning rush. More news in less time. In a press conference yesterday, Idaho Governor Brad Little strongly urged residents to get their COVID-19 vaccine to ensure a smooth transition back to school.
We can give our kids the best chance at a normal school year if Idahoans choose to receive the vaccine.
The Panhandle Health District says there are currently 31 patients in critical care at Kootenai Health. In the 5 northern districts the health district serves, just 38% of people there are fully vaccinated. Well, interim Spokane County Health Officer Dr. Frank Velasquez, along with other Washington health officers, is encouraging everyone to mask up. In a joint statement, all 35 health officers say the directive comes after an increase in cases, hospitalizations, and the new Delta variant.
How much do we need to do in terms of precautions? And what I mean by that is each one of us individually can make a contribution to prevent the spread of this virus by wearing your masks indoors, regardless of your immunization status, if you don't know who's around you, and to protect those around you.
Washington State Superintendent Chris Rakedahl is asking Governor Jay Inslee to mandate COVID-19 vaccinations for public school employees. Inslee recently passed a vaccination requirement for state and healthcare employees, but K-12 employees weren't included under that proclamation. Rakedahl cited the rise in COVID-19 cases, saying that he was worried that students could miss out on more in-person learning this year. Well, the Hello Kitty food truck will be returning to Spokane this weekend. The truck will be parked outside of River Park Square from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Saturday. Now, staff are asking customers to wear a face mask while you're there visiting the food truck. The menu will feature a mini cake set, macaroons, and a giant cookie. They'll even be selling merchandise as well. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's going on in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. The FDA has authorized a new dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, but for now, only one group will be asked to get a booster shot.